Welcome to Guitar Technique, episode 13. In this lesson, we're going to study two-hand fret tapping technique. And this technique, it's been around for a few years, but guitarist Eddie Van Halen really is the guy, I think, that brought it forward into the mainstream during the 1980s. And his instrumental guitar song, Eruption, was not only a big hit, but it also worked this two-handed tapping technique into the limelight. And the technique itself actually involves mixing tapping done by the fretting hand along with tapping done by the right hand. Now in this lesson we're going to study popular approaches for two-hand tapping that are going to include single and double taps, tapping off of a fretted tone, Van Halen style tapping of course, and tapping into an open string and crossing strings as well during the tapping run. So let's not waste any more time and we're going to jump right into our first exercise. All right, so in exercise number 1, we're going to be looking at both single and double tap ideas. So what we're doing here is we're performing this two-hand tapping technique, and I want to just go over the technique a little bit to get started with so you really understand what's happening with it. Overall, you're going to be targeting into a specific spot onto the fingerboard, so choosing a note. Like right now I'm hitting a C tone. I can tell I'm covering up the strings with the other hand. So when I hit that C tone, I'm generating the note of C from that fret. If I move up and I hit a D, same thing. If I go back and hit a B, pardon me, same thing. So I got B, C, D. I can hit all those notes with that finger and I can generate the tone of those notes. Now, the thing that's interesting is when you do this, you need to be well targeted so that you actually hit perfectly into the fret region. And that's why a lot of times what I recommend is getting your thumb to the lower portion of the neck here. And that's going to set up a point of reference and you're going to have good association to where that part of your hand is on the neck. And that's going to help you greatly to find the note area on the string, whatever string that might be, that you want to go and hit to add the tap on the second hand. Now in exercise number 1, what's happening here is a very simple exercise just to get you going, and we're tapping on at first. So you're going to anchor your thumb, get squared away. Some people tap with their middle finger, some people tap with their ring, a lot of people tap with their index. I personally tap with my index. I'm coming in there, I'm going to hit that 13th fret C note at first, and then I'm going to flick the string upwards. So I'm snapping the string in the form of a pull-off. So I got tap, pull-off, and then I'm pulling off again from 10 over to 8. So I'm getting C note, A note, and then a G note back there. And then I'm going to come back around and hit the A once more. Now what this is doing with those particular pitches is we're more or less outlining the critical tones of an A minor 7 chord. The A is the root, the C is the minor 3rd, and the G in back there is the minor 7. And then I can move forward, I'm going to add in a D as well. So now I'm adding in a scale tone at the 15th fret. Move back to C, and you can move between them as an exercise now. So 13th and 15th frets alternating measure by measure. And we're just doing 8th notes. We're keeping this very simple. So one of the things that you'll want to do is in the beginning, work on getting a nice clean sound, and you can do that with distortion because it's going to be easier with distortion, you know, or you could also do it and practice it without distortion like I'm doing now. It's a little bit harder because your perfection for each of the hits that you make with that right hand finger, in the case if you're a right hand player, you know, that finger has to be coming in there and hitting perfectly. And if you have distortion on, it's going to make it a lot easier because the sustain will be up so high. So it's much easier when you have some crunch on, some overdrive. But that is just an exercise just to get you started. It's a single tap on a starter tone. It's in your handout under example 1A. If we move over to example 1B, it's more or less the same exercise, same frets. You know, I got 10 and 8 in back on that second string, so still dealing with A and G. But then what we're going to be doing is I'm going to do a fast double tap. That's going to set up basically the first 4 notes in the study as 30-second notes as a duration, and then we're going to move over to an 8th note. So we're going to have this. If I hit the distortion on, you'll hear it cleaner. It's very quick. You know, when you start adding in 30-second notes, you're always moving at a much more rapid pace. But the idea there is we're hitting the 2 rapid taps that happen, and we're generating a 13-10, 13-10 very quickly. But then I'm flicking the 10th fret note off over as a pull-off, pardon me, over to that 8th fret G. And it's a really cool sound. That double tap sound is really interesting. You'll hear it in a lot of solos. You know, sometimes you'll hear, you know, players move along the neck with that sound. Here, I'll pop some distortion on and show you what I mean by that. You know, you do that at the end of a solo or something, it sounds super flashy. It's a crazy, flashy, attention-getting technique, as you can tell. But it's a lot of fun. Like I said, get the setup first, really target into the tone that you want, and make sure that everything's really clean. Practice it with distortion, practice it without distortion. And, you know, in the beginning days of practicing it, if you can't play it as fast as I can do it, well, you know, then you're going to have to work up to that. It doesn't come super fast and quick to everybody who tries it. And, you know, you're just going to have to work on it a little while till you get your accuracy level up with it. So that's exercise 1. We're going to take a break and come back in the next video clip with exercise 2, where we're going to be tapping off of a fretted note, which is going to be a little bit different sound, a little bit different end to the technique. So we'll take a break on this video, come back in exercise 2 in the second video clip. That was an excerpt from the 13th lesson of my guitar technique course. The remainder of this lesson is available behind a paywall on my website at creativeguitarstudio.com, but I thought you'd like to see this segment, so I put it here on YouTube for you to get a better idea about what this guitar technique course actually has to offer. If you want to subscribe to my website and gain access to this course along with my introductory, intermediate, and advanced guitar programs, plus many other guitar courses on the website, just head over to creativeguitarstudio.com and sign up with a free lifetime membership to get started. Then you can always upgrade later into either a monthly, or you could go for the discounted yearly premium membership plan with all access to absolutely everything on the site. And, you know, in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can reach me either by phone or by email. Just click on the link in the YouTube description box under where it says Become a Member Today. Improvising a rock lead is a must-have skill for every guitarist. This lesson plan shows how to combine 7-tone scales, arpeggios, and pentatonics to create more interesting rock solos. The focus throughout the lesson plan is placed upon using embellishments like slides, vibrato, bends, hammer-ons, and pull-offs. As a bonus, a complete rock song is included for jamming over at home. Rock lead soloing is available for instant download in the View Our Products area at creativeguitarstudio.com. Thanks for watching part 1 of the lesson. Be sure to sign up for a membership at creativeguitarstudio.com to watch the rest of the videos. Coming up next, we're going to study tapping off a fretted note, Van Halen style tapping, and crossing over open strings. Plus, as a member, you'll also be able to download the handout for this lesson along with many more professional guitar lessons. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up next in the members area.